So in this episode of my series, The African Diaspora Canada, I am at Benny Bing's solo exhibition happening here in Toronto. And you know what's really interesting is I actually interviewed Benny before I moved to Ghana. I interviewed him in 2016 at Kensington Market, and it's so amazing to see how far his career has gone and how much his art has really become a sensation in the art world in Canada and beyond. He is a Nigerian Canadian, and I'm really excited to talk to him today here at his solo exhibition. Okay, so Benny, we met in 2016.
Yes, we did.
And at that time, you were selling your work in Kensington Market.
Yes, I was.
And it's funny because I had just bought a camera at the time and I was testing it out, and then I saw your work and I was like, I have to talk to you. And then after I recorded, the sound was bad and I didn't put it out, and I was like, and then you had reached out, I think on Twitter or something. Then I was like, you know what, let me look for it. So I looked for it, found it, and put it out. But anyway, here we are 6 years later.
Yeah.
And your work has just really gone really far. You are really highly regarded, highly respected. While I'm in Ghana, I see your stuff online all the time. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And this is your solo exhibition. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Yeah.
What inspired you to get started with your work? Have you been doing this your whole life?
No. So, prior to when we first met, I had only been painted for about a year and a half.
Okay.
And at that time, I remember you were capturing that. My work at the time was celebrities.
Celebrities.
Was my celebrity stage or phase,
Yes.
and I was in a transitional period at that time.
Okay.
Of finding my subject matter, what I really wanted to speak on as a creative, as an artist, and somewhere along the line, I think probably a few months after we first spoke, I found my calling and something meaningful that I wanted to capture, which is the beauty and essence of the Black womanhood and the femininity. Because I was raised in Nigeria by a Caribbean mother who was a matriarch, or is the matriarch of the whole family, and her friends and my aunties, a very matriarchal environment. And I grew up with a very profound respect for women. And so I felt this is a great way to pay tribute to the women that raised me, and highlight and showcase the beauty of Black women, the strength, the tenacity, not just the beauty of, but the brilliance also, and document that, because we need to document as a Black artist the Black experience, and that's core of what I do. At the same time, discussing identity, self-love, and most importantly, gender equality. When we look at it from the African lens, or we look at it from the North American lens, women in general still have a huge fight that they have to encounter in every stage in their careers, in life, having to choose between being a mother or having a career, all these different things. And as for men, we don't really truly understand that. Whether it's from whichever, and even in the African sense of things, there's still a long way we need to go. And as somebody who, as an ally, my job is to be an instrument to document that and to have conversations around not just gender equality, but really equity. Because you can have equality, but if you don't have equity, then it's really nothing, right? You can have a female CEO, but if she's not getting paid as a male counterpart, it doesn't really mean anything, right? So images like this and exhibits like this change the perception, and that's what I'm trying to do, is how do we change perceptions, right? Within our own communities, but also on the larger scale, internationally. How do we celebrate the Black woman, right? That's what I discovered was my calling at that time after we first met, and the work kind of evolved itself from that point. It started with the Adelani series, which was a head wrap series, very Afrocentric, very African. You have a beautiful head wrap right now. And so what I wanted to do is kind of pay homage to that African attribute of the Black woman, right? Because I grew up around women with head wrap. So it was a great way to document that itself. And it just kind of evolved into different forms. And now it's in this new collection, which is titled She Blossoms.
She Blossoms.
She Blossoms, yes. And it's basically, it's discussing what beauty and Blackness means. But like I said, I'm just an instrument. So with these subjects, a lot of them I actually personally know. So I reached out and said, hey, listen, I would really love for you to, in your own words, describe what beauty and blackness means to you. So this exhibit is a multi-sensory exhibit, both sight, sound, and smell. As you can smell the incense and sage burning. And also the sound, these pieces on this side of the wall all have QR codes you can scan and actually listen to the women in their own words of what beauty and blackness and resilience and strength and freedom and vulnerability means, right? And I was just blown away by, for example, in Kata, she's from Nairobi. She's a friend I met through social. We have not met in person. And she's an amazing creative herself. And I was just blown away by the image. I wanted to capture her. And her words, when you listen to it, are just profound. To hear it directly from her, to me, goosebumps. Even till right now, you can't listen to it, I still get goosebumps. Just listen to the words.
Wow, wow. So you said you were raised by a Caribbean mother.
Yes.
Which Caribbean island?
Barbados.
Barbados. Oh, yes. So your mom is from Barbados.
Yes.
And your father is from Nigeria.
That's right.
That is a nice mix.
Yes, it is. It is.
And so have you been to Barbados before?
Not yet. So everyone has gone except me.
Okay.
I was away when the family went.
Okay.
So I still have a trip I need to make over there.
I got to meet the Prime Minister of Barbados.
Really?
Yeah, in 2019. Amazing woman. Mia Mali, I love that woman.
Yes.
But so this exhibit, congratulations on this.
Thank you.
For people who may be watching, because a lot of my audience are from all over the world.
That's right.
And if they're not able to come here and see this exhibition, how can they be able to look at your work?
You can find me on social, at Benny Bing, Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. But most importantly, you can go to my website, bennybing.com.
Okay.
And that has everything in terms of myself, my bio, who I am, and of course, if you want to purchase any of my work, everything is all listed on there. Limited edition prints and originals are all available for sale.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the whole African Renaissance? Because the world right now, like Africa is like popping right now. Like everybody's talking about, creative people, music, fashion, art, like there's so many things. And for me, living in Ghana, I'm back in Toronto right now for a period of time, but then I'll be going back. I see how excited people are about coming to the continent. My job is inviting people to come to the continent. So I'm seeing how excited people are. What are your thoughts on that? Have you seen the evolution? Because you grew up in Nigeria, but then you moved to Canada. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that whole evolution? And do you see yourself ever going back?
Myself going back, possibility, yes. It's always a possibility. Nigeria is home. It's in my blood. I am very happy to see this new renaissance. We had it early in the 70s, and my father used to talk about it when we had in Nigeria, they have Festac 77. You had this really strong arts and a transition back from the Western world back home. A lot of African Americans were finding home in different African countries. So to see how our culture is being received and our talents to be received internationally is terrific. I'm happy to see it because for years, we've been fighting this fight of pushing ourselves out there, being on the forefront. We were receiving awards backstage of the BET and and the Grammys, or what even televised. Angela Kudjo won several awards, but it was never on stage, right? So it's beautiful to see the transition and seeing that we're being really appreciated for our creative talents our cultures in general, not just culture, but cultures, right? So I'm happy to see it, and I think more people should start to make that transition back. The more people we have, the stronger we can build communities in Africa, and we can get Africa back on track to create a sustainable environment and economy in the homeland.
One last thing. Do you have a favorite piece?
Oh no, I have no favorites. I love each of them equally. And the reason is because, each of them all have a story in the creative process, right? Some of them were very tedious, some of them were just smooth sailing, but I love each of them the way they are. So no favorites at all.
All right.
No
This
favorites.
this one behind us, this is my favorite. Yeah, I love
wonderful.
this one. I don't know what her story is, but I'll scan and listen to what
This
her
is
story is.
DJ Oso. She's actually a Somalian Canadian
Okay.
who is a DJ, but now resides in Atlanta. But huge inspiration. That's actually her. That's the first one I did of her, and that's the second painting. So she's a huge inspiration for me, and love her work.
Awesome.
Love her work and love
Awesome.
her.
Awesome. Thank you, Benny.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for giving me the time
I
today to
appreciate
chat.
it.
So
I appreciate
I'll let
it.
you get back to all of your fans here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.